Welcome to the DisplayShelf Podcast. This week, during our first segment, we do have a little bit of technical difficulties with one of our mics. It is ironed out by the end of the first segment. Just thought I would let you guys know. So if you hear one of us cut out a little bit, that's what's going on. We do get it fixed. So, yeah. Enjoy the first episode of the DisplayShelf Podcast.
Welcome to the DisplayShelf Podcast, the only podcast where we display lots of shelves. My name is Jacob, and I'm here with two distinguished gentlemen on Discord here. We have Isaac. Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Welcome into the episode.
And it's Garrett as well.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast.
All right. Well, this will be our official pilot run of the DisplayShelf Podcast. Looking forward to experimenting a bit, having some fun here. And, gentlemen, what would we like to start with?
Well, I figure it's probably a good idea for us. We are primarily a toy collecting, collection type of podcast here. So I feel like it's fitting for us to, kind of talk about what we're interested in, what we collect, stuff like that.
Let's do it. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. How's that sound?
There we go. That's a good idea. Please.
Take the initiative here.
All right, hold on. I'm going to take a note there to put crickets down in editing.
Good call. All right. Well, so I primarily collect, I'd say there's like three major categories of my collection. The first of those being trading cards, primarily focusing on Pokemon, although at the moment, and this could turn into a huge tangent, so I'm going to shut myself down right away. But, at the moment, that's not happening because there are no Pokemon cards on anybody's shelves ever. But, there's a few other card games that I collect too, mostly just for the art. I don't really play them at all. I also, big anime fan, so I have decent sized collection of different anime figures, and that ranges from action figures to the statues, stuff like that. And then I have a decent sized collection of Funko Pops too. I'm starting to slow down on that one a little bit, but it's there. I'm still on the hunt for a few. How about you guys?
Jacob, you want to go next?
Sure, I can go next here. Well, I would say I'm definitely with Isaac on this in terms of trading cards. I collect mainly Pokemon cards. It's pretty much all I collect in terms of card department. And of course, as you said, it's pretty much an impossible hobby right now to get anything you want or anything new. So you kind of have to just hope you go to the store and find some and pray it's there. And if it's not, then you try again next time. But I'd say I mainly collect anything that's in the new generation of sets from the past two games. You have Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield sets, which are the two most recent set series. And I think those ones have the most appealing looking art. Of course, there's always great retro stuff, but I think right now those are the easiest that you could get, and they also look pretty good for the times they are in. So I think that's the majority of what I collect is Pokemon cards. And back in the day, I was an Amiibo fanatic. I still have a lot of them in boxes, but that hobby did die pretty quickly. But I'm hoping they go up in price someday, and we'll hit it big.
Yeah, there you go, reselling, baby.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, and not resell it for a reasonable price at least. I'll try.
That's fair. And you know what? They've gotten their uses too, so it's not like you're scalping them or anything,
Yeah. They do. They still have uses on today's Switches. I'm sure the next Switch that comes out will have some functionality with them. I hope, at least. That'd be nice to see.
Do they still work? Like, do they still do stuff with those?
They do. On the Switch consoles, they actually do things in some games. Not every game, but they do still are used on the Switch console.
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess it makes sense since they're still making them, aren't they?
That I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure if they are making any more, but like I feel like that when they make them, it's like for limited run, and it's only a few certain ones. But they made a ton back in the day. But I think they might still make some for some games, but like not as much like as they did for like Super Smash Bros. Series, where they had every single character made. Now it's like maybe one or two for a game.
Right. Huh. Guess it makes sense. I was just at a GameStop today and they had a bunch. So I guess they do still make them.
They are getting easier to find for sure. They do still make them, and they're pretty cool. Kind of just cool to have, and I think in box they look cool, like just in the display, and also look cool outside the box for use. So I think that's good for multiple uses for collectors and for people that just want to use them.
Yeah. I feel like Nintendo kind of came in kind of late on the toys to game trend. Like, you had the Skylanders and the Disney Infinity and all of that fun stuff. And then Amiibo kind of appeared when all of that was dying out.
They did. They really did. And I feel like though the Nintendo one did kind of take off the most. I feel like, I guess maybe back in the day, Skylanders were huge and the Infinity was huge, but Amiibos, when they first came out, it was insane. And then they didn't make nearly enough.
Yeah, it was nuts. The Nintendo brand carried that so hard. You got all your fan favorite characters, and then Smash Bros. Ultimate. Was that for Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate? Either way.
It was for Smash 4, and then the DLC characters came out, and they did make them for those, but it was a much later in this cycle.
Oh, yeah, okay. But yeah, the Smash 4 was huge at the time, and so people wanted everything they could get, so Amiibos took off, and here we are.
Huh.
So, brief history lesson here.
Indeed. Well, I guess that just leaves me, and I am the more complex among us when it comes to the collection. It can kind of just be nailed down to this. I am really into 6-inch scale action figures. Particularly Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified Series are my three main ones. And then I've been doing the WWE Ultimate editions as well. And there's been those are really good figures. And so, yeah, that's pretty much my collection. We'll talk a little bit later about some new stuff that's been coming out around New York Toy Fair. But yeah, that's kind of all for me. I'm going to kind of keep it there. I guess I said I keep it there, but a little bit of comic book, a little bit of Transformers. Yeah. Anyway, now I'll stop. I'll surrender my time.
You got all the time in the world.
Cool.
So, we kind of talked about what we collect. Do you have any kind of, favorite items in said collections? Because it's, I'm sure we all have at least one or two.
Yeah. You want to, I have a few cards that I think that are, a lot of them are pretty special in the fact that I opened them myself. I think almost all my cards I have are like, I just opened them myself. I don't think I've ever bought separately like loose cards. I think I've actually had opened each thing. So anytime I get something like one of the rare EX variant cards or special art, it's a pretty good feeling to get that from a pack. And I've opened up a few different ones, and I have like my favorite one is the Iron Crown. I have it in one of the in a sleeve and in a display case. I have it in super covered to protect it, and I really like having I have it on my little shelf here. So it's kind of one of my favorite ones I have, and I think it's just kind of cool, just the aspect of you can get so many cool things out of the pack. And I think it's, even though the value may not be there to open packs only, but it's just fun to have the chance of getting it in a pack.
Right, it's taking the gamble. It makes it more fun that way.
Yeah, and also like being able, also trying to track my collection, like even the common and uncommon cards. Doing that also is like gives me reason, like, okay, I opened up a pack, I didn't get any rares, but I got a common I didn't have yet, so I can add that to my collection. And I think that makes it worthwhile to do it too.
Right, like when you're putting your binder together and you notice there's that one empty space just in the middle randomly. And then, a few packs down the line, you're like, hey, this card to most people would be pretty much worthless, but this fits right in where I need it to go.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely all about perspective and the reason somebody collects. So I think that plays a big part in it.
For sure, for sure. So you say the Iron Crown's probably your favorite card in your collection?
Yes, I think my favorite looking card. I know not the most valuable, of course, but my favorite looking card by far is the Secret Illustration Rare Iron
That's
Crown
from
EX.
Temporal Forces, right?
Temporal Forces. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. And it's no longer sitting on the Walmart pavement. That's good.
Nope, it's not. It's
good to hear.
Protected now. Not a PSA 10, I doubt, but it's protected now.
Well, How about you,
Mistakes.
Garrett? Yeah, go
Mistakes
for
were made. Mistakes were made.
it. Maybe, but we move. What about you, Garrett? What would you say is like the pinnacle of your collection?
Oh, that's a hard one. So I have. It's kind of hard to pick one where I'm doing all the different toy lines and stuff. So just a couple of highlights, I guess. I really love this Marvel Legends, and we picked it up, or I picked it up while we were on a toy hunt not too long ago. The Marvel Legends Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. That's just a phenomenal figure. Like, it's up on my desk. It's not on a shelf. I'm messing with it all the time while I'm working. It's just a good figure. What else? The Ultimate Edition Dusty Rhodes is also a really good figure.
No kidding.
I've got that one out. I mean, Dusty was kind of a big guy, so it's like a big hunk of plastic, but it articulates really well. It looks really good. And then the other one, this is kind of a sentimental, quote unquote, favorite, or sentimental, quote unquote. Never mind. I lost it there.
Where you're going, yeah.
Is I found the Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes, which is his attire from WrestleMania 39. And I thought that they were an exclusive. I thought I was never going to see that figure. And then I randomly wander into a Meijer, which I'm a Walmart guy, right?
Right.
So I randomly wander into our Meijer here in town, and there it is on the shelf. And I'm like, I didn't even know that these were out. I didn't know that they weren't exclusive. It's one of those, you go toy hunting and you just find something good, and it's a good feeling. So that one's always a favorite too.
So it is a good figure.
In a day and age where it's like a lot of its stuff is like you get a lot of stuff online, and being able to find like that one figure you want in a store is like a special feeling. And because I know it used to be back in the day, you had to do that all the time, and it's awesome to go into the store and actually see it, and you can take it home that day and not have to wait until the shipping and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And my only complaint with that one, and this is mine, not like with the figure in general, the legs were really tight on it. So I had to take like hardware store oil and oil the legs on it, and now the figure just kind of stinks of oil. So
yeah.
Oh, totally my fault, but the legs move now, so hey.
A win is a win.
Right. For $30, I sure hope that for $35, I sure hope that the legs move,
Right. You'd kind of hope so for an action figure.
Indeed. Especially with Cody, where he's got all sorts of different poses where it's like, I mean, everything from like kneeling down to super kicks, stuff like that. I mean, he doesn't do as much super kicks as he used to, but
Yeah, there's one every once in a while.
yeah. That's all on my end. How
Okay.
about you, Isaac?
So kind of like you with the different facets of my collection, it kind of varies. So it's hard to like really nail down one that's, the favorite. Um, so I guess I'll do one of like each major, facet of my collection. So for the trading cards, I'd say that the special illustration Gardevoir from Paldean Fates is, first of all, it's just like a super gorgeous card. So it's one of my favorites for that reason, but also it was like my big chase card for that set. And so that was probably the most euphoric feeling that I had when opening cards was pulling that. And so that card's just like one of those that you just hold on to forever. Yeah.
And I think it's just so much more satisfying too when it's a card it's your chase card too, and you pull it and it's like you don't expect it. Probably won't happen, but if it happens and it happens quick amount of packs, it's like a euphoric feeling, and it's crazy that you got out of that earlier, those packs.
Right. And then I pulled a second one too, like a couple weeks later. So I have one for my binder and one for like a big display. So it's pretty cool that way. In terms of my anime figure collection, I have so my favorite character, or one of my favorite characters in all of anime, is Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan. And I have there's a figure where she is up on like a tree branch, kind of swinging one of the swords, and it's just like a really, really nice figure piece, like that I use to like center out my Attack on Titan collection. So it's the most expensive figure that I've bought, so it kind of sits on a higher pedestal for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know what, I'm willing to shell out that kind of money. And it was only, it was upwards of $100, but sometimes, you just kind of have to pull the trigger on stuff like that, especially in the anime figure market where prices can get ridiculously high.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that price, like that doesn't even come close to some of the prices on some things nowadays for figures and cards and such. So it's like that's actually that can be considered a steal for some of these things.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think it was because I think I got it on a Black Friday deal actually from the Crunchyroll store, so it was like $120 when it's usually almost 180. So like, yeah,
Hey, that's 60 more bucks and you can use other stuff. That's perfect.
exactly. And then for my Funkos, it's hard to pick because I have like, I counted once, I'm over 100 plus. So it's kind of hard to pick just one. But if I had to pick, and it's one that I kind of just thought about a few minutes ago while we were kind of getting into the swing of things. Um, it's a Captain America from Avengers Endgame. He's got the shield broken in half on one arm, and then in his other arm is Thor's Mjolnir hammer. And he's like jumping up, ready to strike down with it, and there's lightning on the base and stuff. And yeah, that was one of the first like few figures that I got from the Marvel lines. And it still kind of tops out my whole collection.
Nice.
So it's pretty sweet.
You guys do the manga, right? Or not so much?
I have a pretty decent
Sometimes.
little collection.
I actually only
Cool.
have three. I only have three total volumes. They're all different books, so I don't have a ton. But I do look through the store to find some. Sometimes it's kind of early into that stage of collecting, but I like to get more.
Yeah. You do a lot of that reading online though, don't you?
I do.
If
I
you
do read a lot of it online for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice to have physical copies of things, and I've kind of
Yeah,
changed my tune with physical media too. I kind of like having the games and cartridges. So I pretty much I did like all digital back a year ago or so, and now I'm trying to get some more physical stuff because sometimes you can find good deals for physical stuff in the stores.
Yeah. That's my big thing with the comic books and stuff is like I just don't feel as compelled to read it if it's not physical. Like
Same.
I've had a copy of the Infinity Crusade, which is like the third part of the Infinity Saga in Marvel Comics, on Google Play for like 3 months now and still haven't read it just because I kind of keep forgetting that it's there.
Right.
But
Like
yeah.
I get that for sure. I feel no desire, even though when I actually do read stuff on my phone, I actually, get into it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But um I just don't feel like I'm doing enough service to the media if I'm just reading it,
Right.
you know, digitally. Like if I have the physical version, I feel like I'm doing it the right way. Not that it actually is, there's not one right way to do it. It's totally fine if you read, digitally or if you do audiobooks and stuff like that, but
Right. Like it
just me
costs the same.
personally.
Yeah, that's the big thing with me is that it just kind of costs the same, and it's weird because it's like, well, here's this tangible thing that I have. I can flip through the pages. I can see how, like, I've got Injustice right here on my desk. I can see how many issues there are in here, stuff like
Right.
that. I can't do that with a digital one as easily. But I'm a big audiobook guy because I have trouble reading books.
That's fair. That's real.
Quite frankly. I just can't like sit down and read a book. But boy, there's some excellent audiobooks out there.
Yeah, audiobooks are underrated. They're so good.
Yeah,
For sure.
cool. Nice.
Yeah. So I know,
Wow.
Jacob, you were kind of touching on when you were talking about, you open all of your packs and stuff. Um, and it just kind of is like that really good feeling of knowing those cards are yours.
Oh
Would
yeah.
you say that's kind of like one of your favorite elements of collecting? Like, when you're making a collection, you know, just like having that feeling?
Yeah, I would say so. Just because I don't play the physical card game, I don't play the actual game. I think like in a game you want to have multiple of the same card a lot of times and make a deck. So I think like for me it's like if I get one of the card, it's like, oh perfect, I can add that to my collection. If I get multiple of the same card, it's like okay, they're just there. If somebody wants them, they can have them. But I think it does hold special weight to open them yourself, especially if you open it yourself. It holds a lot more meaning to the card. Doesn't mean it's invaluable if you get it on second hand or somewhere else, but I think to me personally it means more if I open it myself.
For sure. I feel the same way about my card collection too.
And some of them you'll never be able to. It'll be almost impossible to get in a pack, like the old cards. So it makes sense to have to get those. Not, but I think the newer sets, it's kind of fun to do that where you can open packs, the cool cards, the new sets. But I know it's not. I know it's not always feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that feeling of like, yeah, I pulled this card, or it makes it all worth it.
Yeah,
Yep.
and there's kind of the same thing around like toy hunting too. Like you wander into a store, you are looking for something in particular and they have it or they don't have it, or you're waiting 6 months and all of a sudden it shows up. It's always a good feeling. It's a very exciting feeling.
Right, like the whole chase and then the final payoff once it's finally there.
Oh, yeah.
There's no better feeling.
Indeed.
Like, I remember when I first got into collecting, or really just collecting in general, but collecting the Funkos. The show that got me into it was Stranger Things, and specifically season 3 for some reason. And there was one figure that was a Target exclusive, and I had looked online and stuff, and I was like, okay, I looked at the set list and everything. I was like, yeah, I need this figure. And I just couldn't find it anywhere. And one day I just happened to be in Target, and there it was. And that was, I think, honestly, I'd say that's probably my collection spark right there.
Oh, yeah. So I've got to ask, with the exclusives, with the Funkos, I know that there are. What's the worst retailer to have to find an exclusive for on the Funkos?
It's tough because they do exclusives for so many stores, and for us specifically, in our region or whatnot,
yeah,
they do a lot of like Entertainment Earth, Hot Topic and stuff like that. And it's like we don't have that kind of stuff near us. I mean, I guess there's a Hot Topic.
The nearest Hot Topic is probably like Detroit, isn't it?
Yeah, like Fashion Square. Wow. Or not Fashion Square. That's
yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Is there one in there?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know I was thinking of Great Lakes Crossing down in like the Detroit area.
Yeah. Down in the Big D.
Yeah. Pause. Pause.
Jeez.
But yeah, I know there's one down there because I was just down there in that store, a month and a half ago. So
yeah, I gotta
that does seem like
boy hunting.
That does seem like the worst. Like, I mean, at least like the worst would probably be whatever store you don't have, and like, or any store that like regularly sells out of them. Because don't they? I mean, don't they do like special ones for like gas stations too sometimes? And like
sometimes, yeah.
Really?
Like, that one they might like. That one probably isn't too bad because it's like that's all they'll have. I'm sure they'll have of it, but I guess it kind of just depends on what you have in your location. Is the worst store to go to,
right?
But then again, sorry, go ahead.
It's kind of it's hard for me to judge because a lot of the figures that go on exclusive, like you mentioned, the gas station ones, or like the 7-Eleven Slurpee cup, like that's not really a figure that I want, so I can't really even say.
Really, that would be the cornerstone of my collection.
I mean, you know what? It's a good figure, and if I can find it, I might pick one up. But you're
not going to 7-Eleven anytime soon,
right? Yeah, it's not part of my Star Wars or Marvel collection of figures, so it's not really one I seek out. I'll put it that way.
As soon as a Slurpee becomes canon in Star Wars, then I consider it.
That's true. I mean, we have Blue Milk, so we're almost there. Coca-Cola Star Wars canon?
Yeah, because they've got the bottles in the park.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the ones that I'm currently looking at right now. Yeah.
Oh, do you have one?
Oh yeah, I have all of them. Every flavor. Cool. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Did you drink it, or is there liquid still in there?
Oh no, I drank them in the park and cleaned it out and stuff and brought it back home.
That actually brings up another point that I don't like. I have some of those G Fuel cans. Not sure. They look cool, so I'm not sure if I should just. But I think they're kind of cool looking. Like I got like the Sonic Peach Ring one. The what else do I have? I have that jellyfish or the Raging Gummy Fish one. But I think they're kind of cool, but also they're also cans.
Right.
Yeah.
So they could be like perceived as like, oh, you just have a messy room. You got cans all over the place. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Could just be. Like I got to a point one time where I started keeping boxes of, like special things like
Mhm.
a box of those like a Houndstone EX box. Like you keep the box and I'm like, you know what? Why am I keeping these boxes? These should go in recycling.
Dude, I had that same thing a couple years ago with the toy collecting. Like I was keeping the boxes. I was opening toys and keeping the boxes like they're gonna go back in. And it's just like no. Like I had to take like multiple, 50-gallon drum bags and just get them out of there. They were just taking up space.
I agree. It would have to be a really cool box, I think, for me to keep.
Oh yeah. Like if I had like an exclusive box, like some things that we're gonna see in our game later this evening.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little tease there. Stick around on the podcast. Um, I'd probably keep it, but also in those scenarios, I'd probably keep the toys in the box. So
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
I may or may not have a problem, and like you were saying, the with the Houndstone EX box and the Pokemon boxes. I may or may not be looking at a huge stack of boxes right now. That definitely need to get cleared out, but I haven't. But
we do what we can, right?
we do what we can. And I've made this mountain for 2 years now. It would seem like a waste to get rid of it. You know what I mean?
This is my achievement.
Exactly. This is the crown jewel of my collection. It shows how much money I spent.
Is that a wrestling reference?
Oh,
It could just be.
it could be.
Shout out Liv Morgan, crown jewel champion. Anyways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot that those pay-per-views happen.
Yeah. So did I.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Cool. Have you guys picked up anything new in the past couple of weeks that you guys want to share with the class?
So I've had some pretty big ones, but I'll let you go first, Jacob, if you want to, because I might be
Okay.
going on a rant.
That's good with me because mine is much less big. That's okay. So I don't have anything in the past couple weeks that I've gotten. Leave. I think that most recently I opened up a couple of tins I found at the store. I think it was last Saturday. I think about a week ago. And I opened up some packs, and they were all like Scarlet and Violet, some a base set, a couple Obsidian Flame packs, and then some new Stellar Crown. I opened up some of those, but I did get that Guard of War EX from the base set one. That's apparently I didn't know that was the best card in the set. I had no idea.
Sure did.
And I did get that. I was shocked at that. I did not realize that was the best card. But I was happy to get it, and it's in my collection now. Knocks off a huge check mark on the booklet for that, so glad for that. Kind of the main thing I got. And then I want to get more, but it's just hard to find things now, so it's like gotta play it by ear at this point.
Isaac, what about you?
So I just received a pretty hefty I was gonna say I received a pretty hefty package, but that sounded crazy. So I got an order in I guess it was about a week and a half ago at this point. So there was a new trading card game that got put out by the company Gamersups, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, since the name sounds a bit sus, and frankly, it is a little bit sus, but we're gonna look past that for a second. So the game's called V Card, and it is
Isaac,
based.
this is a family-friendly podcast.
Stop keeping it family friendly. That's just what it's called, man. I don't
All
know
right.
what to tell you.
All right. I'm sorry. Please continue.
So it's based around VTubers, which I don't, for those that aren't clued in about what a VTuber is, it's essentially just a content creator who uses a virtual model instead of, their actual face or their actual body. Just kind of for people that don't want to show their face, or if they don't always want to, be in the best, in their best look when they're recording something. So yeah, that's what this trading card game is based around. So I got 2 booster boxes. Each one had about 30 packs of cards in it. I don't remember the exact total off the top of my head. So 2 booster boxes, a deck box, a playmat, and a binder. So it cost me a little bit of money. I won't lie about that. But yeah, I got some pretty good cards out of that. A couple of my chases, and a couple of the set chases too, like the 10 Shy Lily. Those that know. But yeah, that was kind of my big pickup from the past little bit. In terms of figures, I got let's see, what did I get? So we went out a few weeks ago, I think it was at this point, just before Elimination Chamber, the Friday before that, I believe it was.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I picked up that Alexa Bliss figure from the local toy store that we have.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah. I can't remember if it's an Elite or if it's, what line it is from the WWE action figures, but
I think it was an older Elite, wasn't it?
it was older for sure. So I did a little bit of looking into it when I first picked it up. It's actually a figure from 2017.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's old. Well, not old, but
In the scheme of toys.
yeah, in the grand scheme of things. And I think it was only
Old,
like
but not
$16 in good condition too.
Yeah.
Like, sealed in box and everything. So that was pretty sick. And at first I kind of looked at it and I was like, I'm getting this because I like Alexa Bliss, not because I like the figure. But, the more I've kind of looked at it, I'm kind of like, you know what? It's actually not that bad.
That's
Pretty
good.
decent little figure. So my only complaints is that, so it's based off of her 2016 No Mercy look, where she kind of had the crystal gloves. So they have
Oh yeah.
the crystal gloves on her hands, and one of them just like doesn't stay on very well, so it looks a little weird. Because naturally, I have her in the pose, where she's doing the hands up in front of her,
Right.
her iconic goddess pose.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, so
but yeah.
you're doing out of the box then.
Oh yeah, for those for sure.
Yes, join
Yeah.
the dark side. Yes.
I may be joining you.
All of mine are out of the box.
Boxes
Yeah.
ripped up.
No more
Yeah.
boxes. But then the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on was, I mentioned I went to that Hot Topic down at Great Lakes Crossing a little bit ago, and they had an Attack on Titan Funko, which it's one of the bigger ones. It's not like the huge ones, but it's bigger than your average one. And they usually run about $40. The figure in question, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it is what it is. It's the Annie in the crystal. Those who know will understand. You guys probably don't.
This is true.
But yeah. So they normally run about $40. And for some reason, when the lady at checkout scanned it, it scanned in for like $5.
Oh,
So I don't know how that
yeah.
happened. I don't know if it was a glitch in their system or
Well, you're not
if it was
arguing, are
like,
you?
oh, absolutely not. I took that thing and ran.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
You
That
found a
that's my
deal.
other favorite part of collecting is when for some reason there's like a sale or something, but it's not marked. So you get stuff for cheaper than you think. It's
It's
wonderful.
great.
It's a wonderful feeling. Cool.
Indeed. But that's about it for. Oh, I guess we did pick up those boxes of WWE Panini cards too, didn't we?
Oh
Just the other
yeah.
day.
I'm jealous.
Dude,
It's a shame.
I went to the Target the next town over there earlier today, and I looked because I was like, if they've got one, I gotta get Jacob one. And that whole card section was ransacked.
I believe it. I appreciate you looking though.
Oh yeah, no problem. All
I,
guess the only and I don't want to crap on it, but guess what the only cards that they had at that place was?
dang.
Disney Lorcana.
Lorcana.
Oh, they did have those.
Okay.
Guess what the only other cards were?
AEW.
Yep, it was
Yep.
the AEW card. Oh,
I was gonna
wish-
say you said cards. I was gonna say Lando, but hey, you said
No.
cards. So
I tell you what, the local Targets have gotten rid of the Landos.
now
They're
Lando is now a rare figure.
End of an
Nah.
era.
End of an
Nah.
era. It's
Just wait until they release the next one. For some reason, they'll overproduce it.
Yep.
But yeah, speaking of toy hunting, I went on a little bit of stuff. I'm gonna do something crazy here, and I'm going to turn in order to widget the boys at home here, if it ever connects. Maybe.
Perchance.
Okay. That's cool. Maybe not.
are you
Okay.
sharing a screen or
No, well, we'll forgo that, and I'll just talk then.
Technical issues, it'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes. You know, we're just trying to do a lot of stuff all at once. Some really cool things that I picked up here recently. Number one is this retro carded Spider-Man Agent Venom.
Oh yeah, that was coming out. I forgot about that.
Oh.
I'm really okay. It's not working, and it is good. I still had to get it from a reseller, but it was a local reseller, so I felt okay about it. You know.
Right. Support your local toy stores.
And it will work. There you go.
Oh hey, it's the
See
guy.
my ugly
Hey.
mug here. Agent Venom. It's pretty nice. It's a good figure. The guns on it are a little weird. They're like kind of futuristic laser guns. Whereas I always see him as like a kind of Snake Eyes Uzi and stuff like that. We'll probably use some G.I. Joe guns for that. The other one that I picked up was Cable.
Oh, that's a nice
The
figure.
new Marvel Legends Cable, which comes with a couple of. This is legitimately a Nerf gun, by the way.
Ooh,
It's kind of funny.
that's actually kind of cool.
And then, last but not least, for the good ones, is the G.I. Joe Classified Trouble Bubble, also from
Nice.
a reseller.
The
This
Trouble
thing
Bubble, eh?
is sick. I really want to try and find some way to like hang it up, but I don't know how that's going to happen. And finally, this is a WWE Ultimate Edition Mr. T. And the ultimate goal with this is to kit bash it with this GI Joe classified roadblock
Okay.
in order to make like an A-Team B.A. Baracus type of deal.
Nice.
Say hi to the cat in the background there, by the way.
Hello,
Last
Mr.
cat.
Cat.
So yeah, those have been my recent toy acquisitions. I guess one other thing that I'll mention is my next read, Daredevil Born Again.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Finally
yeah.
picked this up. This is the Premier Collection one. These are new ones where they're a little bit smaller, so you can like, I don't know, take them on a plane, and I don't know. I'm traveling here pretty soon, so that was my first thought about it. So yeah,
Yeah, there
I'm
you
turning
go.
back off my camera now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, cat.
Indeed. So
Bye,
yeah,
Cat.
those were kind of my recent things, and plus, we had cards too,
Of course.
wrestling cards. Didn't get anything too crazy, so got Brett though.
Got
Hart.
Brett.
That's
Got
something
Brett.
there.
I was
Got Liv
excited
Morgan.
about that. I did get Liv Morgan. We can
Mhm.
negotiate a trade off
Oh.
camera if you.
Okay.
That is the
My-
whole point of trading cards.
It's literally in the name.
Literally in the name. We could talk. We could talk business
We
later.
we'll talk shop in a bit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you did mention Daredevil Born Again.
Great.
And
First 3 episodes.
yeah, it's been great.
Oh, you've watched it,
Oh, of course I've watched it. Are you kidding me?
dude? Did you watch the Netflix show,
Oh yeah.
dude?
I was there when it was written.
I mean, I won't say anything in specific here, but the first 15 minutes of the first episode had my jaw on the floor.
Same.
Like, very
yeah.
well executed. Fight choreography was phenomenal as well.
Yeah,
With
that
the big long take.
that impressed me a lot.
Yeah, I was like, man, it really makes you realize, like, this is just I mean, he's not just a normal dude because it's Daredevil, heightened senses, etc. But like, he doesn't have super strength. He doesn't have a healing factor.
Right, he's just
No.
a diff or a blind guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, my initial thought walking away from those, first 15 minutes or so after, the thing happened.
Yeah, the thing kind of happened. We're dancing around it for the sake of spoilers.
Yeah, because it's a big one.
It's a really big one.
My initial thought was, wow, if they're gonna make a decision like that, they have to make this show like spectacular.
Got to be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, this show has to be really good if they're gonna take a risk like that.
And I think it's been really good so far.
I've really enjoyed it. This past episode especially that was really good.
Yeah, and I will not go into specifics, but I really find it very interesting the way that they're bringing in the real world kind of connection with the Punisher.
Right.
And kind of how that symbol has been used. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's interesting. It's interesting. So one last question on Born Again, because I don't think Jacob, you haven't seen it, right?
I have not, so I'm not aware of the.
So
First
Isaac,
episodes are out though.
yeah, first
Yeah.
3 are out, and then they're dropping like every Tuesday at like 9.
Yep.
Okay, is it gonna be like just one episode each day?
You might
Yeah,
want to get
just
a
one.
little closer to your mic there.
Is it just one episode per day for that?
Yeah.
Okay,
But they're like an hour long, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
So Isaac, was that Frank?
No, it was not.
I don't think so either.
Not a chance.
but boy, he's gonna show up and he's gonna do some stuff, and I'm
I'm
excited.
I'm a little excited for that.
I'm very excited for that.
He's gonna show up and say, "Judge, jury, executioner." But anyways,
Anyway. Oh man, speaking of Disney Plus, I've been watching that it's this docuseries called Light and Magic. It's all about ILM and what they've done over the years and kind of some of the cool tech and stuff that they've been doing with filmmaking, and it's really interesting. Just
that
kind
does
of
sound interesting.
you get some like fun little backstage or not backstage, like behind the scenes tidbits on like the Star Wars movies and stuff, but you also get to see like a lot of this technology and stuff, like the Pixar CG computers and stuff like that, did not exist until ILM made it, you know?
Right.
And so it's really interesting to watch the technological advances that just kind of happened because George Lucas was like, I want to do this. You want to try it like this? Yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds super interesting. I'm gonna need to give that a watch. Given my area of study,
Oh yeah, that's true.
it might be an important one to watch.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's all like visual effects and stuff versus like I don't know your exact area, but like filmmaking and stuff like that. It's focused on the visual effects is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Words are hard, so sorry.
Good thing we're on an audio podcast.
Indeed. But yeah.
But yeah. Yeah,
Have you guys
Daredevil,
been,
Born Again, very good.
Indeed. You guys been watching anything fun over the past couple of weeks?
I'll let you start, Jacob.
Well, we have finished, or at least I have finished the Beast games. So I got to finish that up, and I think it came out. I think the last episode came out like February something, like February 20th maybe or something like that. But that's finally done, and they actually just announced recently they're gonna start casting for season 2 of that show.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
I don't know why I'm so addicted to that show. I don't know why I watched it. I just kind of got sucked in for just some garbage TV to watch. And I'm curious, I'm curious like what season 2 will bring, if anything. But there was some parts in that show that, man, some of the contestants just drove me nuts. But I digress on that. Some of them are just, it's like, oh geez. But, kind of just something to watch to kind of keep your brain moving, and just it's kind of fun. And that's what I've watched lately. And it's kind of been not been watching much lately, honestly, but that's kind of been the main thing I finished up was the Beast Games show on
Okay.
Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Are you trying to get in on the casting?
No, I think I'd be the guy who's like they'd highlight on the first episode, and I would like, oh, he lost. Oh no, he was going to be a great underdog, and I just fall to my death.
Okay, but that would be funny, though.
It would
So
be
is
great
it like
TV.
Is it like a Squid Game in reality type of thing?
It is like a Squid Game in reality. It's actually kind of scary how much like Squid Game it is. Now I have watched that too. It's also that show's goated, but it's not. I mean, everyone's alive and healthy as far as I'm aware, so I think it's not like that aspect of Squid Game. But
Pending investigation.
That's why
yeah,
they signed the NDA.
yes, but he does have like minions that wear like similar clothing to like the Beast. What do they
Oh,
call
God.
those people? I forget. But it's like similar to what they would wear, and it's like, okay, is this a real life Squid Game? I'm kind of scared now. Like,
Yeah,
are these
that's
people
kind
who
of freaky.
it is? And like they actually drop people like from like they're on a platform and they drop them off, and it's like, are they okay? Hopefully they're okay.
Yeah, I'd
There
hope
was
there's like some floor mats or something down there where, gymnastics mats, whatnot.
There's got to be. There was one person though that was pregnant, and she got eliminated on a platform
Oh,
thing. I'm like,
What?
there's no way. I'm like, you're not dropping her, right? Like, there's no way. And like they didn't thankfully they said, okay, since you're pregnant, no, we're not gonna drop you off. And I'm like, thank goodness, because
Yeah,
that would have been a lawsuit waiting to happen.
that's a
Say,
controversy waiting to happen.
yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah, it just seems like a weird thing to kind of do, but also it's like after watching Squid Game, it's like I hope it's nothing like Squid Game because Squid Game is wow, it's quite the game.
I
Yeah,
have not
that's out
watched
there.
that. That's on the list.
It's worth the watch. I think it's definitely worth the watch. I think yeah, if you watch it, my opinion is you watch it with English subtitles and the original voices.
I've played these games before.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Nice.
yeah. So for me, outside of obviously Daredevil, like we talked about, um, there's an anime that's just about wrapping up. I think the last episode is next Saturday. Um, that's been absolutely phenomenal. It's called Solo Leveling. And it's in its second season. That's what's airing right now. And that's been just like out of this world. I know Jacob's been watching it too, every once in a while. It's pretty darn good. I gotta say.
Yeah, I try to keep myself caught up on that for sure. It's really good.
It's very, very good. It's basically the plot is that there's these like almost like MMORPG style gates that open in the real world, and there's a bunch of hunters that go in and um go fight off the monsters and beat the boss and close the gate so they don't invade the real world. And the main character that you follow, he is like the weakest hunter ever. Um, like he just constantly gets hurt, gets in everyone's way, but he needs to make money to save his mom who's stuck in eternal sleep. Um,
Not eternal sleep
yeah, she is sleeping like a log
with the fishes.
with the fishes.
Oh, she's not like dead though.
No, she's not dead. She's just like sleeping, like she got some disease that,
Eternally sleeping eternally until
yeah,
like, there's no cure as far as we know.
right.
Huh. Okay.
Um, and so he and one of the gates has something happen to him where he gains this almost like video game style ability to level up, hence the name Solo Leveling. And every time he completes a side quest, it'll give him like quests and stuff that will help him level up, and he gets stronger every time he levels up. So at this point, he's like unbelievably OP. So it's just been very entertaining to watch.
That does sound pretty interesting.
It's quite good. It's like writing wise, it's not like insane, but if you're there for some good fights and some good animation, it's right there.
That show also makes you really want a game that's faithful to the show because I think a game like that would be amazing. Like I know there is a game, but it's like a gotcha one that's not very close to the actual game or actual show. But if there was a game like that was just like the show where you could be Jinwoo's character, it'd be amazing. I would
Yeah.
play that every day.
I think we've discussed that before where like if they were just to make, either a single player game where you are Jinwoo, um, or if they just straight up were like, okay, yeah, we'll play into the MMORPG style, you know, franchise. Well, they could just do that, and I think it would be a smash hit.
I think yeah, we could reskin Diablo or something like that. Like if we could
Yeah,
reskin that and use like items and aspects of the show, that'd be amazing. I
yeah,
would be
that'd
so
be
down for that.
100%.
Well, all right, game developers, get on it.
Yep, you have a job
Yep.
to do.
your mission if you choose to accept it.
Which you will accept it. No, you will accept
Could
it.
be money. Yes. Well,
Could
yeah,
be money.
It would print money. It would at least it print at least my money. They get my
Yeah.
money.
At least 2 people would buy that game.
Yeah, which probably is not
Probably
enough for them
3.
to consider it, but I'm
You
sure we
know.
can get a group together.
It's a
to say,
decent little
"Hey,
launch pad.
sign the petition."
You should sign my petition.
Okay, Postal Man.
Oh man.
So, the other thing that I've been watching, or I just finished watching, I finished my rewatch of Netflix's Castlevania. That show is incredible. It's so good. Like it's loosely based off of the Castlevania video games, but kind of has its own take. And it's such a good show. Soundtrack fantastic, characters fantastic. Story for the most part is really good. It gets a little murky in season 3 and season 4. But I also just hold a special place for season 4 because it's awesome. And one of the few shows that I didn't this time, but the first time I watched that show, it made me cry at the end. It's one of the few shows that's been able to do that. But yeah, after watching the series that was kind of, it's not like a direct sequel, but it's kind of a, same universe style, like great grandchild type deal. Castlevania Nocturne, which was just kind of like meh. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and rewatch the original, and it was, yeah, it's great. So
Good.
you should watch it. It's on Netflix.
Noted. Been looking for something kind of small form to watch.
Yeah, I think it's 30 something episodes maybe. All
That's
like
not
half hour long.
Nah, that's not bad at all.
No. Knock that out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think at the next thing I'm gonna try and like my casual viewing is at Sakamoto Days. Is that the
Yeah.
name of it?
Yeah, it's the one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you were telling me about that one. It looks like an interesting concept. I should just sit down and watch the first episode.
Yeah. I think the
But-
first episode's a good little hook. Like it'll get you in there.
Good.
I think the last episode of that came out yesterday. I have not watched it
Oh,
yet.
sweet. So I can like binge the whole thing in like a
Yeah.
night and a half.
Exactly.
Sweet. That's how I like to consume my television. It's just watch the whole thing.
Go.
Just do it. One after another. Why wait when it's right there?
Exactly. 2 episodes left. Never mind.
Oh.
So
Well, I'll wait a couple weeks then. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, I think next Saturday is the last one. Yeah.
Oh, they release on Saturdays?
Yep.
Oh, that's not
No
bad.
idea what time, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's not like my favorite that I've ever seen, but it's pretty good.
Cool. It seems fun.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know what you think, and maybe you'll become one of us.
Maybe.
One of us.
The closest that I have ever gotten to anime is probably some of the old Transformers shows.
Okay.
Used to be considered anime, like the Cybertron and stuff like that.
Right.
I was big into those when I was a kid. Recently rewatched them, and they are definitely anime, and
Yeah.
stylistically, I mean, and there's some cool stuff in there. But not all of it is good. I mean, compared to like some of the other Transformers shows.
Right.
But we do what we can, right?
We move. Just
Just an editor's note for you. visual aids for our New York Toy Fair discussion, which we're getting ready to start. And the game at the end of the podcast are going to be on our socials. So make sure that you follow us on Instagram, on X/Twitter/whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Back to the show. Well, as we are primarily a toy/collectible podcast, some big things have happened in the past. This was a week or so ago now. New York Toy Fair happened. This is, of course, the big industry event for the toy manufacturers, just kind of showing off some of their new products. And I have compiled some of the headlines and some of the reveals that have that occurred there that could be of interest to the group. So, this is a couple of prefaces. Number one, this is not an exhaustive list. If you do want an exhaustive list of like everything that is that happened at New York Toy Fair, go to toyark.com. That is where a lot of these images of displays and stuff came from. They have some excellent coverage over there. This is just kind of a summary. If you want a more concise summary than what we're doing here, Robo Don't Know is a phenomenal YouTube channel where that guy goes through all sorts of news on the weekly. So there you go. There's my prefaces out of the way. Are you guys ready to talk about some toys?
Let's do it. I haven't had a
Let's
chance to
do
really
it.
look through this yet, so I'm curious.
Same here. I'm excited.
So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we kind of knew about, as well as some stuff that we didn't know about going in. A lot of the Star Wars stuff that we kind of started with, we knew about going in, except for these two. So the new season of Andor is coming up pretty soon. So we now have a new Cassian Andor figure that is a TIE Fighter pilot disguise. Looks pretty cool with the removable TIE Fighter helmet. It's got a blaster with it. The likeness looks really nice compared to the ones from the first season. I have one of those and it is in a bin because of the likeness. So yeah. And then we have Director Krennic, which is I don't know if it's a reissue or retool or whatever you want to call it of the original Rogue One figure, but we haven't seen that since that movie came out. So there he is, and he looks great.
They do look pretty good, yeah.
Nice. These are also really cool. So the next ones are Black Series Mandalorian Moff Gideon from the mines. Was that the mines of Mandalore? No,
Yeah.
that was like there was a big Imperial complex in the third season. That's like in a cave or something like that. So that's what this attire is from. He's got a pokey thing with some electric stuff on it. He's got this weird little Colt gun looking thing. And then he's got the helmet, and the helmet is cool.
Helmet's fire.
It really is. He's big, he's bulky, he's armored. We'll see if this one hopefully will not peg warm like the last one did.
Yeah, it was there for a little while.
It was there for a hot second. And then they also had the Praetorian Guard from the Mandalorian. Comes with a blade and kind of a, what would you call that? A fractured katana? The terminology is I don't know what it is. But we saw this thing in Mandalorian and I think in The Last Jedi.
Possibly.
Probably. I have not seen that movie in years.
That's a good thing.
Maybe. Not to go on a Star Wars rant, but I still feel like that movie could have been a solid, like, Could have been a really good movie if it was an hour and a half and not 2.5 hours long.
I agree.
There you go. One day we will discuss all of our hot Star Wars takes. Today is not that day.
Today's not that day because that would take way too long.
We would be here for a long time.
But I do like that Moff Gideon is Gus Fring in a suit.
Gus Fring in a suit.
A lot of people have done that custom with like some of the Indiana Jones figures that came out. You can kit bash them and you can get a pretty solid Gus Fring. So yeah.
Solid.
Indeed. So the one on the left is actually, I think you can get your hands on it right now through the Hasbro Pulse and stuff like that. That is the Black Series Jedi Master Kalnaka from the Acolyte, which was not a very good show, but a Wookiee Jedi.
Wookiee Jedi is cool.
Wookiee Jedi is cool. We've seen some reviews of this start popping out, and people are pretty impressed with it. So
Okay.
I might try and get my hands on that if it comes around, but we'll see. And then the picture to you guys is right is the Black Series Savage Opress from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so that's a need.
That is a need. That is absolute. I mean, just look at that figure. It is very cool.
You know, even though I
love that it's got the cloth goods on the skirt thing. I am really worried about the shoulder armor though. Like
Right,
if that's
like
going to get in the way of some of the movement.
Yeah, that would kind of limit your articulation moving higher than,
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean.
And not that I think that Savage is going to do a whole lot of over the head motion, but he does some in the show.
Yeah, some, yeah.
I'm also interested to see how much waist articulation we get there, because I'd like to pose it. Was it the first episode of the 5th season where he stabs the one Jedi with his horns?
With his horns, yeah. Yep.
I'd like to do some kind of photography around that. I think that'd be sick. But yeah. Not pictured here, but it is in the box. He does come with his like axe thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's got that and the lightsaber, which for that I'm kind of fine with the deluxe pricing. Both of these are deluxe, both Savage and Kalnaka, so they'll clock in at like a 30 something, 35 maybe price tag instead of a 25. And prices may go up because of the current economical state of things. That is not for this podcast, but you know. Here we are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Jacob, did you have something that you were going to say about the Savage?
Well, I was going to say that I think the as someone who doesn't actually has collected these figures yet, I think I'm a bit partial to the design of the boxes of the Black Series, and the Black Series figures seem like they always do a good job.
Oh yeah. The boxes are nice now that they've brought back the windows. And I like that.
It presents itself really, really well, in my opinion.
It does. Definitely. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, this is a 2-pack that we've known about for a hot second. This is from Jedi Survivor, Dagan Gera, with his Force arm.
You know, I forgot he had that.
Yeah, and the commando droid from... Well, it's a commando droid from Jedi Survivor. It's a repainted one.
That blade's cool. That is on his arm.
Yeah, the old.
What'd you say, Jacob?
Blade.
That red blade on the Trooper's arm is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it is. I think that the standard release comes with a vibroblade as well. I think that might be pictured later. But it was really funny. I recently picked up and I can't remember how recent, so I didn't include it in my thing from earlier. But I picked up the standard release Dagon, where he's only got the one arm, and they already built the articulation into that figure. They just plugged in a cover piece. So there's like a butterfly joint for nothing on that figure, and it's actually for that force arm.
Interesting.
Kind of wish that they included that with the standard release as like you could pop it out or pop it back in, but Black Series does not like to do interchangeable parts for some reason.
Yeah, got to get your money where you can.
I guess. But yeah. What is next? These are two that we've known about for a while and that I have pre-orders in for, but oh boy, it is good to see these guys in
characters I know
figure form. That is Anakin Skywalker from Ahsoka in the Clone Wars attire, as well as Phase 1 Clone Captain Rex, also from Ahsoka. Boy, that looks good.
They look pretty nice. If I can find them, I might have to pick them up.
Yeah. That is going to be the concern, I think, going into this, is being able to find these figures out in the wild. So, Black Series, trying to find any kind of Black Series in the wild that's not from the Acolyte is hard. But, yeah. I'm not sure what the articulation on his arms are, but if there is no butterfly joint, I'm going to be a little upset. Anakin's, I mean. Phase 1 Clone Trooper Rex, though, is just the standard clone body that's been going on, that they've been using for the past little while. And it's pretty solid, and I'm happy that we've got a Rex on it now. But I'm going to be really interested to see how Anakin goes.
Yeah, that could be really good, but like you were saying, if it doesn't have the butterflies, it's going to be a little disappointing.
It'll still be all right, because I mean, it's Anakin in Clone Wars attire with Hayden Christensen's head, so I mean, you know,
can't really go wrong.
Right, but it'll still look good on the shelf, but it could limit some of the posability. And yes, I pre-ordered it without knowing what I was getting into, just because it's Clone Wars Anakin.
Indeed.
Honestly,
keeping with the Jedi. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I honestly would probably consider getting those two. Those ones look really nice.
They do, and they do. They're very clean. Very clean.
It's like actually characters that I actually know, so it's like, oh, well, now that I'm very interested.
And for characters that Jacob probably doesn't know,
that's right.
Sorry, bud.
They were featured in episode 3
and 2, evidently,
but very much background.
These are being marketed as.
I'm open to it, so.
We have Jedi Masters Luminara Unduli. Watch my pronunciation there. And Shakti displayed together here. They look pretty good for
not bad
robed up Jedi Council members. So
for Luminara and Shakti, they do look pretty good.
They do look pretty good. We've known about these for a while. I think pre-orders, these might already hit retailers. I'm not 100% sure what the status is on those. I know that the guy on the left here, and forgive me, I don't remember which clone commander that is, and I did not get the name. Oh, no, wait, I did get the name in the other picture here. This is Clone Commander Bakara.
Yep, that is Bakara.
From Revenge of the Sith. He looks pretty cool. He looks like he does in the movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's the one that was on Megiddo, right? With Yadimundi.
Yeah. No?
No?
Maybe.
Well, I guess I'll have to rewatch Revenge of the Sith to find out.
Oh, no.
Too bad.
Too bad. I have to watch one of my favorite movies of all time again. I'm so upset.
Oh no, please.
Oh no. So, yeah. He might have been. I remember the Galactic Marines being there, which is another figure that I'd like to see in Black
Oh, you
Series.
might be right about that, yeah.
But I don't remember if he was also there. But I know he's not on the speeder. And I
Right.
know. I think you're right. I want to say you're right. But yes,
do
I will
some
have to go
research.
back and rewatch Revenge of the Sith now. How terrible.
Only in
And
theaters,
then, of
April
course,
25th.
from.
Ooh, I forgot about that. I'm excited.
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna have to go, aren't we?
Yep.
Oh, we're
Count me
gonna have
down.
to find a theater.
I'm sure ours will play it.
I don't know.
It
I
did
don't
Phantom
know.
Menace last year.
That's true. That's true.
We'll see.
Hey, we
We'll
could
figure it
always try and see if they're showing it in IMAX down in Detroit.
That is ooh.
Ooh,
Don't
I
tempt
know.
me.
I know, right?
that's done with a good time.
Anyway, we've also got Phantom Menace Sebulba, which actually I think has more articulation than I was expecting. I was really worried it was going to be like a over-glorified statue, but it's looking like you can kind of pose him around.
It's kind yeah, they definitely made it pretty unique looking. They actually, I feel like they did put some actual work into making the design. Look
Yeah.
nice. So that's good to see. I think
It
most
works
of them look
really
like
well
that
with
so
the
far.
character. Yeah, I forget what all accessories he comes with, but he comes with that little piece of food
Ah,
because of
yes.
that one scene.
The food.
So yeah,
Nice.
Commando Droid is coming out, hitting shelves. That is the one on the right from the Clone Wars. It looks really solid. From the reviews I've seen of it, it moves really well, as you would hope that a Commando Droid would.
Right, kind of their whole thing.
Kind of the entire, point. And then on the left here is from Shadows of the Empire, which I have never played. I'd like to
Goated
play.
game.
It is Prince Zizor. I
We'll
hope
go
that
with that.
So,
how I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I think you're right.
He comes with a cool staff and a cool, like, evil graspy hand. To the point that, like, I don't know anything about this character, but he's so cool looking, I'm going to have to buy this if I find it.
Yeah, that is a pretty sick looking figure, I can't lie.
All right, what's next? So, there is also in this shot we see two Praetorian guards. They look pretty good. They look like they can get some posability going in there. And then boy, this picture quality is not very good. But there are also some vintage collection stuff that they showed off, including Andor's what is that chick's name? Dead Ramiro. And Clone Wars Anakin, 501st Trooper in both. And I thought that this was really cool. And let me see if I can get them both. There we go. They did both Phase 1 and Phase 2 and marketed them as Ahsoka and Obi-Wan. And I like that. Having
that's
both
pretty
in
nice.
the same wave. That'd be super cool. We also see Shin Hati and Obi-Wan Kenobi in his Jedi legend, how he appeared at the end of the show in the vintage collection. I'm kind of glossing over these because vintage collection's kind of smaller than I like, and frankly, the pictures in my presentation are not as good as the other ones, so
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, a lot of these figures look really good. Anybody have any additional thoughts on the Star Wars figures?
I might have to get some of the 501st Troopers because ever since I was a kid, I was always like a huge fan of their design with that like royal blue color.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
do like
it's definitely nice.
the I actually kind of forgot like these are vintage. Like these, I like the box of these ones too. Like, and the stormtroopers are always cool. I mean, those are always, or clone troopers, I should say, are always cool to have. I mean, like you can't have too many of them. So I think that'd be one of my top ones for sure if I was to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that they announced that I did not get a picture of, but you can kind of see it in the display case down here. They're doing one of the role play lightsabers for Balin Skull.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I know, because I'm like, and like I don't do those, but I really like his character, and he's got that big, long, extra long blade, and it's awesome in Black Series, and I kind of want it.
You know, might just have to.
We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. So, there are more toys. Sticking with Hasbro for a second, G.I. Joe was up next. So, some things that we knew about that are now up for pre-order include the Fireman, Fire Captain, whatever you want to call this. It's a fireman. That's it.
Sure does look like a fireman.
So, I mean, he comes with a bunch of stuff, the sledgehammer, multiple axes, that all resculpts of stuff that we've seen. We've even seen the Jaws of Life in the line before. But it's a fireman in 6-inch scale. He can fit in with your G.I. Joe. He could be responding to the Avengers. You could do whatever you want. It's a fireman.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thought I would include that. I am going to have to pick up this Breaker figure because it is really nice looking, and he's got the gum accessory, which is...
The bubblegum accessory.
Yeah, I've been making my way through the G.I. Joe compendium of the original comics, and like every frame he's in, he's blowing a bubble with bubble gum.
Nice.
And it's awesome. So I'm going to have to get that, right? This one's cool. This is cartoon Snake Eyes with a polar bear.
Because why not?
With a 6-inch scale polar bear.
Just a polar bear.
We'll see if I end up with this one, but G.I. Joe Classified Series has a really big reputation with the animals.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, they do a lot of things with the animals. I've got multiple dogs, multiple birds. We'll see more dogs, I think, here in a second. They just do them really well. So, if I see this on a shelf at a Target, I might pick it up. Purely because of that. Plus, it's got the bear trap. The bear trap's kind of cool.
Bear trap's kind of cool.
Bear trap is sick.
And the polar bear.
This is a retro carded wave. So they stick them on the retro cards. That is what that means.
Yeah, believe it or not.
I forget what this guy is called. It's not a Techno Viper. He came with it's a reissue of the guy that came with the Trouble Bubble. It's really cool. He's got a couple extra heads. That's the one of the wave that I'm probably going to pass on, if
That's
I'm
fair.
honest. But CoverGirl and Flint are the other two, and they are phenomenal upgrades to the ones that we've already had. They're just cool looking Joes with cool looking accessories. And they're more along the lines of the cartoon than the original designs. Well, Cobra has a mech suit. That's the next one.
That's pretty sweet.
This is the Cobra Snake battle suit that will come with all of the accessories that you see down here, including hands, missiles, flamethrower effects, and a gun that, now that I'm looking at it, kind of looks like Optimus Prime's gun. This will be able to fit a 6-inch scale figure into it. So this thing has got to be huge.
Yeah, that's got to be big.
I wish I would fit the polar bear. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, put the polar bear in the
plus-
mech suit.
Yeah, the polar bear. Oh,
That poor
sounds
polar
awful.
bear head right there. Oh man.
Oh man, yeah, they do have that sitting there. Did I put a picture of the polar? No, I did not. Okay. I just put in the official Hasbro solicitation figures. Boy, say that 10 times fast. And yeah, big mech suit. I
Big
will
mech suit
probably
is
buy
cool.
one, which is probably not good for my bank account, as well as the Cobra Claw, which is like a hang glider type of deal. It looks like the original toys.
Nice
You know what I
little
mean?
callback. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's cool. I will probably pass on this one. Just because I have no way of displaying this effectively. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's going to take up a lot of space.
Definitely. Or I could hang it, but at that point you're like, what if it falls and all of this other stuff? But I do like, and I don't know if this is in the box, but I didn't see it with any of the other things that they're including a stand in, at least in this picture, because you'd almost need a stand with that big old thing on his back.
Right.
So, yeah. Here's Heavy Duty.
That's fire.
He's got a bunch of rocket launchers and miniguns and all sorts of stuff on a big dude. I dig it. And plus, you get headphone pieces, ball caps, knives, all sorts of stuff. It's one of the things that I like about the G.I. Joe Classified is just the amount of stuff that they put in a package. Like,
Right,
even
there's a
though
lot
this
of
is
stuff.
deluxe, so this is going to be like probably $30-$35. Each one of these missiles is removable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, because those have been done with the Iron Grenadier. I forget what figure, what that character's name is, but these are resculpts, and they're totally removable. The blast effects are, yeah. So, a lot of cool stuff there.
Pretty neat.
Indeed. What is next? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. I did get the box in here because I knew I was going to forget this guy's name. This is a 2-pack. I would say 2-pack.
Yeah, technically speaking, yeah.
Of Law and Order, which is military police and a canine unit. Speaking of animals in G.I. Joe Classified, we have a German Shepherd here, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, that actually looks really good.
Comes with 3 heads. Full military police get up for him. It looks really cool. I mean, I feel like I say the same thing for each one of these figures. I'm definitely going to end up with this guy, just because it's a German Shepherd, you know.
I think you have to.
And I'm sure that you can get the vest piece off. One thing that I'm just now noticing with the vest piece on Order, I guess, is the dog. These little holes in stuff in here. I think that might be the system that we were seeing with, I forget the character's name, but it's the medic. Where you have all the holes in the vest thing, and you can plug in different pouches and stuff and kind of customize it to what you want to do, but I don't think it comes with any pouches, so
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
doesn't look like it, but still cool.
Yeah.
And then this is cool. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Oh.
Wow.
Old Slither 4-pack. This was from the cartoon. Cobra had a band.
Huh.
Yeah. They've been modernized. So the Keytar, I don't think, was a thing in the cartoon. Some of the designs have been modernized to match what they already have in the classified line. But if you're looking for cool 6-inch scale rock band, there you go.
There you go.
This is like stripped right out of the 80s.
Yeah, that is very 80s coded,
It is.
and I love it.
If there are if these go up for order on Hasbro Pulse and it sticks around for a minute, I might pick it up because it's kind of cool. I did not get pictures of the package, but the package also looks cool because it's like a stage theater type of setup where you open it up and they're all posed and performing and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm a get them out of the plastic type of guy.
Right.
Sticking with Hasbro still, the first item from Marvel is the role-playing Doctor Doom mask.
I need it.
Yep. I'm there for it.
I need this so bad.
It comes with everything you see here. So the base, the mask, the hood, you get all of it.
The hood.
And everything is wearable. Maybe not the base. The hood might be debatable as well. I'm not 100% sure. But it just looks so cool.
It's
and it
very
looks
clean.
like it looks like it was like forged metal, like not like mass produced, super smooth. It's got grime and all of that on it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
all
like the
these
extra
little
like
imperfection
blacksmithing details.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's just super detailed and super nice. I forget. I don't have any more pictures of it, but Doctor Doom. If you're looking to display Doom's mask or head on your mantelpiece, there you go.
There you go.
That's what you got. This, I think, I can't remember if these were shown at Toy Fair, but I think were revealed earlier. There is a wave of figures for the Spider-Man 2 video game.
Heck yeah,
So,
great game.
I have not played it. I would like
Me
to.
neither.
I am waiting for it to go on sale on Steam.
Fair.
I'm surprised it didn't during the spring sale. I wish it did.
Oh, I know, right? I was eyeing it. I was praying. To be frank, I don't know anything about these suits, but there is one, the symbiote Spider-Man,
Yep.
Black Cat. Are both of these Miles?
I don't remember because those were.
I know that this
extra
one's
skins.
Miles
Yeah.
because of the Puerto Rico flag type of deal going. These figures look pretty
that
good.
top middle one, that is Miles because he's got the electricity coming off his hands.
Oh, yep, that does make sense. And then I think this one might be Miles as well, like a stealth suit or something.
Miles Morales.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about this blue suit,
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
but all of these figures look pretty cool. A little disappointed on the articulation for the symbiote Spider-Man. Not having any butterfly joints on a Spider-Man feels kind of weird to me.
Yeah, that's a little off.
But and the other thing about symbiote Spider-Man, it's all custom sculpt. It is not reuse from any prior Spider-Man. That way they can get that weird texture that Venom has in the game.
Right.
So yeah, Spider-Man 2 Wave. I have not played the game. It's kind of all I gotta say on it. I might pick up Black Cat. Just
As
to
one
have
should.
Black Cat on the shelf. I would prefer the 90s cartoon look, but
This works too.
this works perfectly. And then there's a Venom as well.
Oh, yeah.
This I might pick up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yep. This thing is like, I want to say it was like 8 or 9 inches tall. Might be in the picture. Did I not get the... I did get the Kingpin picture, but it's not in the picture with Kingpin, so it's fine. He is a tall figure to the point that I believe that this is to the tune of like $60, $70.
Oh.
Instead of a standard Marvel Legends 25.
Yeesh.
Yeah. For that though, I mean, I really enjoy the inclusion of the butterfly joints on this guy. The weird swipey Venom grabby effect arm looks amazing. And then I as dumb as this sounds, what caps this off for me and sells me on this figure is this little weird piece right here.
Yeah.
That is to stick in the mouth. That is
Huh.
saliva.
Oh. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that was.
Venom. Yeah. So you stick that in the mouth, and he's got that like weird. You know how Venom is, right? I mean,
Of course.
he's got that weird saliva-y type of thing going. So yeah, super cool figure there. We also get a comic book style Archangel, one of the Horsemen of Apocalypse from the X-Men. We saw Angel last year, a couple years ago. Really nice figure. Glad we're getting Archangel. I'll probably pass on this guy.
That's fair.
Purely due to shelf real estate, because it's going to take up a lot of shelf space.
Yeah, those wings are going to extend pretty far. You can't really have an angel figure without its wings.
Exactly. This came out on the day of the premiere. This is the Daredevil Born Again Daredevil. Based on his appearance in the show. He looks pretty cool. I wish that there was a little extra articulation, a little extra movement, but he is a little bit more of a brawler, so maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like it. I think, like, details wise, it looks pretty good. Obviously, like you were saying, I don't know a whole lot about what the articulation looks like outside of this image, but that's not my number one priority with figures, so I would consider picking this one up.
Fair enough.
I actually think it looks nice. I think it looks. And the details are pretty nice, and I like how it comes with gloves and the whip there, and I think it's a really solid looking figure. I have to see this movie too. I have to watch this. I need to. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a good show. I would
Great
say
show.
definitely take the time and watch the Netflix show first.
Yeah, it's not really
Okay,
something you can just jump into.
Lots of lore I got to get into before I start that.
Yeah, and I hate giving homework, but for certain events that occur in even the first episode of that, you kind of got to know what's going on. So, yeah.
It's totally fair. I'd rather see it in order than out of order. So I would be okay with that.
Plus, the Netflix show is fantastic, anyways. So.
Oh, the Netflix show is amazing. Love the second season of it.
The second season, yeah.
That's the best season. First season is also phenomenal. Third season is good.
It is good.
But it relies heavily on the Defenders. and that was okay. There you go.
There you go. Little
There's
Daredevil rant.
Ready to get into it.
The other thing that I will say, we have not seen full figure for this. This is just a digital render.
Okay.
We don't know what it really looks like. It could look better. It could look worse. The eyes are a little weird on it, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of the one part that I'm like, okay.
He looks constantly surprised.
He does.
But honestly, I don't know if that's how it looked in the show. I would have to go back and watch. But oh no, having to watch the first 3 episodes of an absolutely phenomenal show
Right.
again. And speaking of Daredevil's most powerful villain, here's Kingpin from the Spider-Man video game. Boy, he looks cool, doesn't he?
He sure does.
I think all of this, except for the head, is reuse from the original Kingpin figure. But I am completely okay with that because it looks great. He's got the cool little cane with the crystal on it. I like that the pocket square is colored in.
Good old pocket square.
With a suit, I love a good pocket square. So
How could you not?
How could you not? The tie might be a little crooked though.
Well, maybe he just,
maybe that
had
was
one of
just
his little tantrums.
Maybe. Definitely. Maybe. Oh, let's see what's next. Oh, yes. These went up for pre-order earlier this week. This is a 2-pack of Warpath and X-23. I think all new sculpts. I hope we see that big dude body used again on somebody like Drax the Destroyer from the comics. Or maybe... I don't know off the top of my head. But...
somebody.
Indeed. But X-23 looks pretty good.
Yeah, X-23 looks great.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Okay. So, I think we discussed this. We've had conversations about this before. This is the Maximum Series Spider-Man. This is supposed to be hyper-articulated, whole bunch of accessories, all of that. This guy has a $50 price tag.
I was just gonna say, did they drop the price for it yet? But yeah, 50.
50
what
for
we were
this is a
speculating.
little... Yeah, that was what I was speculating when we talked about this, but it just doesn't seem right to me in terms of the price. A lot of the videos that I was seeing about it, the articulation is cool, but is not much of an improvement over some of the, and maybe this is just some of those videos that I've seen, but the only real place where there's a massive improvement is the neck and the head. Compared to some of the other Spider-Man figures that are out on the market today. I haven't had it in my hand. I haven't been able to judge it, obviously. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys have any thoughts on the price of this thing, or?
I think for a $50 price tag, you have to do a lot. Like, it's got to be a really good figure for it to be that much. I know it's got a lot of hand accessories or like different hand shapes and a lot of web accessories, but $50 for one figure is kind of a lot.
One figure that's not an import.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like the imports are like $80 or something like that. And I mean, I don't know. I just feel weird about it. Maybe we'll get it in hand, and maybe if it shows up at Target, I might buy it. but
Not gonna go
I
out of
don't
your
know.
way for it.
I'm probably not going to order it, no.
That's fair.
Especially because I feel like there's more accessory with some of the other G.I. Joe. Like, I mean, if we look back at Law and Order, that's got to be the same number of accessory or more.
Right.
And it can and most of it can be stored on the figure. I don't know.
You make a good point with that, yeah. Sometimes that many accessories is just too much if you don't have like you were saying, he's got those places on the body for the G.I. Joe figure to store some of
Right.
that, but can't
I
exactly
mean, you're not
put-
gonna. In I guess this is more geared toward the photographers and stuff like that, but nah, I don't know. I'm just kind of talking.
Just yapping.
Just kind of yapping about it at this point. I don't know. Jacob, what's your take on this guy with a $50 price tag?
$50. I mean, there's a lot going on. I'll say that, but $50 for a figure, that's insane. I mean that's pretty crazy. Just because think about how many figures there are. It's like hopefully that doesn't become a trend because that's a lot. $50 is a lot to drop on a figure, and there's quite a few things you do get quite a few things, but I mean I don't know. $50 seems like you'd hope for a price discount somewhere in the future or a clearance
Right.
or a sale or something. Because $50 is, I don't know. I mean, Spider-Man's cool at least. I mean, it's a cool figure at least, but still, it's a lot.
It is a cool figure. And then the other thing that they're trying to put across with this Maximum series is that these are supposed to be the quintessential versions of these characters. So, you're not going to have a weird costumed Iron Man. You're going to have a basic Iron Man if he gets one in this series. You're going to have a basic Captain America. Which I hope that they do one of these for Captain America, but I hope that the price gets decreased. But
I hope so too.
But all the pre-orders are sold out, so somebody wants it.
It's not
clearly
stopping a
doing
lot of
just
people.
fine.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
It's not stopping many
So
people.
maybe I'm just insane. Here's some more pictures of that. It's got some cool articulation. I'm totally fine with it. Yep.
Yeah.
Hasbro is licensing out Transformers to a company called YOLO Park. I have 2 of their model kits. They are phenomenal. Starscream, Megatron, and Optimus Prime are available right now. That G1 Bumblebee is coming. And I really hope that they do one of the Pro Series in Bumblebee so that he's got the cool die-cast parts and stuff like that. These are phenomenal figures. They do not transform.
Well,
Yeah.
can only hope for so much.
Exactly. So, just thought I'd throw these in there because I really enjoy these figures. And they're doing AMK Pro and now the AMK series, which is going to be all plastic, very clean. Versus the AMK Pro, there's like battle damage and die-cast parts and all this other stuff. But these are going to be clean, right out of the cartoon, into your hands. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What other odds and ends have I thrown in? Oh gosh, I forgot that I threw this in here. I don't know if we have any Gundam fans in here.
I've not really dabbled a whole lot with Gundam, but I think they're pretty cool.
Same here.
They do a lot of the model kits, and this is a buildable model kit that is totally able to transform. And it's all die-cast. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm not a Gundam guy, but I like model kits, like the Star Wars ones and these AMK ones are considered model kits, but they're kind of not. Most of it comes pre-assembled, but that is just crazy, and it's crazy looking too. This is the metal build Gundam. I don't know. This is all I got from it. So
That's all you really
yeah.
need.
Speaking of Bandai, they've got some new offerings and I don't know if these are new or what the situation is with these, but they've got some new Godzilla stuff. I know that Isaac, that's kind of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for some Godzilla.
Yeah, so '04 Godzilla, '02 Mecha Godzilla, '91 Godzilla, and 2023. There was a lot of Godzilla at Toy Fair. I forget how much I put into here, but there are highlights. So these looked pretty cool.
I might have to, if we see them, I might have to grab a couple of them because, like, Godzilla's awesome.
Godzilla is cool.
And those look pretty sweet.
Indeed. What do we have next? Oh, okay. So speaking of Godzilla, we saw some offerings from McFarlane. They are doing a series of Godzilla and MonsterVerse versus the Justice League. And we have Godzilla and Superman and Kong and Batman. Kong and Batman, I actually just saw it Target out of town earlier today. So
No kidding.
these are already showing up. The general consensus, do the salute, that has been kind of surrounding these figures on the MonsterVerse side, these are not very well articulated. So
They don't look it, yeah, especially the Zilla.
Yeah, Godzilla does not look like he can move a whole lot. I don't even think that the legs move on that, and I don't think that they move on Kong either.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Superman is a retool, I think, of the Action Comics Superman, which is a really good figure. So there's another opportunity to get a really good Superman with a wired cape. So there you go.
There you go.
McFarlane also has a Shrek. I think this is a statue. I don't know if this is a statue or a figure. It kind of looks like it's articulated, but
Well,
I don't know.
He's giving me the eyebrow right there. Jeez.
He
He's
is.
scaring me down.
I just think
It
he's the
definitely kind
Rock.
of looks funky. He does have the Rock eyebrow going. What else did I do here? Okay. So before we move on from McFarlane, couple of other things I want to mention with them. They have a new line of Ninja Turtles. They're doing some Ninja Turtle stuff now, and they're doing Mortal Kombat.
Interesting
Cool.
mix.
Yeah, not like in the same line, but they're doing them, right? The big news coming out of Toy Fair, other than just general reveals, was that Mattel has regained the license for DC toys. So, Mattel held the license from 06 to 2019 when they lost it to Spin Master to do all of the kid-oriented Batman toys and whatnot. McFarlane picked up and did the adult-aimed multiverse line, all of this. There were a lot of questions around this. This came as a big shock in and around Toy Fair. So a couple of the tidbits that I managed to pull out from some interviews and podcasts and things like that. They're still trying to work out the details of what can McFarlane do versus what is Mattel doing. But the general consensus is that McFarlane will be producing DC stuff but they're not 100% sure what. Mattel's going to be taking the license back in 2026. McFarlane has said that they already have toys planned out for 2026, including lines for the Superman movie and the Supergirl movie that will be coming out next year, I think. Maybe.
The toys or the movies?
The movies.
Okay, because I know Superman comes out here in the next couple of months, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think Supergirl is supposed to come out like next year.
Huh. I've not
Yeah.
even heard about that one, so interesting.
Neither have I, other than Jason Momoa may be Lobo, which
that
is a
I
good
did hear
cast.
about.
That is a
That's-
phenomenal casting.
That's the casting.
Yes, that's the choice. I liked his Aquaman, but I'm gonna like his Lobo a lot more. Some other stuff that I had written down here. Negotiations are still going for 2027. They're trying to work out with Mattel, with DC, with whatever, what McFarlane's going to be doing in the future. But this is just for DC comic related stuff. It's not for their movie Maniacs line or anything like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do we want to see from Mattel with the DC license?
I mean, I'm not the biggest DC guy. Go ahead, Jacob.
Okay, I just kind of hope they use it to the fullest and we get some good quality figures out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like I'm not the biggest DC guy, so I can't really go into details about I want this character and I want them to look like this, yada yada yada.
Right.
But like I just hope they do right by the license, because I know that's like a super popular, franchise. So
Definitely.
you kind of want the figures to hold up to that standard.
Yeah, so you kind of you get this chance to do something great. Just make sure they don't blow it. This kind of thing.
Absolutely.
They gotta bring the heat.
Bring the
Indeed.
heat. And we know Mattel's made a lot of solid figures in the past too. So
Yeah, so I would lean towards them putting it to good use for sure. I think Mattel it's a pretty good reputation on that. So not many complaints. We'll just see kind of have to play it by ear and see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. I almost wonder if Mattel markets more toward adults than Spin Master does. Like, I don't even think Spin Master does anything but kid toys, for lack of a better term. But like Mattel, obviously, and we're going to talk about some of their stuff in a second. But they do the WWE figures right now. And I don't feel like, and I think we're seeing this in the toy aisles right now, I don't think kids want a Justin Hawk Bradshaw action figure, and yet they're sitting on the shelf in Targets right now because adults are buying them,
right.
So I'm interested to see if Mattel gets into the adult collector market with the DC license, or if McFarlane's going to take that, or my ultimate hope with this is that McFarlane keeps making the multiverse toys in a 7-inch scale. Let Mattel do a 6-inch scale, kind of like Marvel Legends. In fact, make them in scale with Marvel Legends so that I can photograph Iron Man versus Batman, because that is what I want.
That's the matchup right there.
That is the matchup. That is the ultimate. That is the ultimate goal. So yeah, I thought that was kind of the big news coming out of Toy Fair, other than reveals. So thought we would talk about it. But speaking of Mattel, they showed off some new WWE figures. So first, there's three. There's three that we're going to talk about here today. The first being ECW CM Punk with the ECW World Champion. This looks good. I have no attachment to this is not my mental image of CM Punk, so I'm probably going to pass.
That's fair, because I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I thought that was CM Punk, but it was not. Not the CM Punk that I care about.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, these are all Ultimate Edition, by the way. These are not
Okay,
elites,
gotcha.
so they're gonna have extra accessories. They're gonna have butterfly joints. They're gonna have all that fun stuff. Up next is Scott Steiner. I need this toy. Like, I need oxygen.
Badly.
Like, really badly.
Are you like 125% sure that you want it?
I'm like 175% sure that I want it. You know,
Dang.
like, yeah. It's so good. It comes with extra hands, the pointy hands, the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, which I do not have the actual WCW Championship in my collection yet, so that's just an extra piece. I swear if that ends up having a WWE logo on it, I'm gonna die. He's got the chainmail, he's got the sunglasses, he's got some yelling faces. He's a big dude and a big hunk of plastic.
And we love it.
I'm so excited. Speaking of big dudes and big hunks of plastic, the last toy that we're going to talk about here today is The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Oh, I am excited for this because this is that Phantom of the Opera 1995, 96 Taker. And it looks really cool. He's got a couple of different heads with the mask on it. He's got one that's unmasked. He can hold the mask. He's got some cool stuff going there. We do see there on the right side of the picture, and this is the official picture. I think I might have got this from Mattel's website or the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast or something like that. We do see a coat and we see a hat. I don't know if that's with the figure or not. I would hope so.
Yeah, you'd hope.
Because that would make this package complete to me. It's like at that point, that is The Undertaker, if that makes any sense.
Right, I get you.
It's when I talk about toys, I talk about mental image a lot. Like, we all have the mental image of what a character or something looks like. And this is mine for The Undertaker. Don't know why with the mask, but it looks cool.
It does look like a really cool figure.
Indeed. So that is all of the figures that we have to talk about today. In a moment, we will do a game that I believe.
Game.
A game.
Whoa.
All right. So it is time to play the game. Now, the game this week is kind of the Price is Right. We've got 15 items that you are going to guess some kind of price on these. It'll depend based on what it is. We've got a large mixture of items here. Some of these items you'll be guessing the retail value. Some of them you'll be guessing the average resale on eBay. Some of them are movie props that came from auction. So I had a little fun last night putting this together. So best of 15 wins and becomes the inaugural Display Shelf champion. Are we ready?
Gunning for that title.
Let's get it on.
All right. Oh, and of course, Price is Right rules. So you're going to guess the price closest to the thing wins without going over. If you go over, your opponent takes it. Make sense?
Gotcha.
Sounds good to me.
Yeehaw! I'm getting my notes ready.
Are you ready?
I should have done this before we hit record again, but it's fine. The first item is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Empire Strikes Back retro carded Boba Fett from Hasbro. This was the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Black Series figure. It is Boba Fett, but painted like the original Kenner figure. It had a retail value of $24.99 standard Black Series affair. Comes with the rifle-y gun and the pistol-y gun and the jetpack. So, what is the average price that this item sold for on Amazon according to Action Figure 411? I will go to Isaac first.
Ooh, okay.
We'll flip-flop it.
Man, that's really tough because it was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con?
San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
And this was at the point where they were not doing the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives on Pulse. So this was, you're at the con, you buy the figure, otherwise you're not getting it.
Okay. That makes me think to go really high, but also Price is Right rules. I'm going to go with a cold 75. Might be a little low, but
75. What about Jacob?
Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It ain't $24.99. That's for sure.
I will give you that hint. It is not $24.99.
Okay, good. Well, okay, so 75 and Price is Right rules. So you want to be closest without going over. I'm gonna say $90.
$90. And the price is, I wrote an 8 instead of a dollar sign. And the price is $199.87.
Whoa.
There.
Okay.
I knew I was shooting low.
That is, of course, sealed on card.
Wow.
Yeah. So expensive Boba Fett.
I was thinking like 120-ish. Huh.
Yeah.
It's not bad. That's
some of
crazy.
these exclusives, just because of their exclusivity, I guess, do go for like a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get another one of the Boba Fett model kits and paint him up like that. It just looks kind of cool. Anyway, the next item is the Key Scraper Rhea Ripley Superstar Night Light Charger and Bluetooth speaker. So it is a light, a wireless charger, and a Bluetooth speaker. This is being offered currently on the WWE shop website. How much is this?
Couldn't even give that to me for free.
Jacob, I'll let you go first on this one.
Ooh.
This is the retail value, how much it's going for on WWE shop.
Key Scraper, Ripley, Nightlight Charger, and Bluetooth speaker. That's quite the item there. I'm gonna say $32.99.
Okay.
All right, Isaac.
Based on my knowledge of how much they charge for things over on the old shop, because it's a lot. I'm gonna go with a cool 53.
53. And the item is worth $59.99.
Wow, you were really close.
I was
So
gonna say
Isaac
60, and I was like, no.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Would have been really funny.
Isaac does take it. I will say, if you say $60 and it is $59.99, I will give it.
Okay, that's fair.
That is fair.
Just because it's the 99 rule. Let's see what's next on the docket. Superman's original costume from the 1978 film. This was auctioned off in 2007, worn by Christopher Reeve. Reeve or Reeves? I can't remember.
I think it's Reeves.
Reeves.
With an S.
Reeves. Auctioned off in 2007. How much did it sell for at the time, according to the BBC? Who went first last time? Was it Jacob?
I did, so it's Isaac's
Jacob
turn.
did, yeah.
Isaac, please. What you
I don't
got?
know. For some reason, 5K is really just calling me. So that's where I'm gonna go. 5000.
5K.
It's a pretty important costume. I don't know if I'd go above 5K, so I'm gonna say 3,500.
3,500.
Okay, here we go.
Well, it is the Man of Steel's original costume, so $115,000 is what this sold for at auction in 2007.
So we were close.
Ballpark it.
You
Wow.
were you were close, just 110,000 off.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's light work.
That's, yeah. If I would have said
So
any number between 5,001 and 114,000,
A little wide range there, yeah.
3,500.
All right, so we're 2 to Isaac, 1 to Jacob,
Yeah.
Yep.
with the next item being the Marvel Legends Marvel
Wait.
Comics 80th Anniversary Colossus and Juggernaut 2-pack. This was released in 2019 for the 80th anniversary of Marvel. The original retail value of this was $74.99. Comes with Colossus and Juggernaut. 2 pairs of hands for each, an extra head for Juggernaut, and a broken helmet for Juggernaut as well. This is considered to be the quintessential Colossus figure in the Marvel Legends line as of this point. What was the average price sold for this on Amazon, according to Action Figure 411? I will go to Jacob.
I think that I'm going to say $320.
$320.
Okay.
Isaac, what do you think?
225.
225. And the average price for this item on Amazon is 108. So nobody gets the points.
Nobody gets points.
Due
Yeah.
to the Price is Right rules.
Hmm.
So we were still 2-1 to Isaac.
I knew it
Moving
was
into-
going to be right around there. And I should have stuck with my gut.
Ah, yes.
I thought when
So-
you say quintessential Colossus figure, I was like, that might be a little pricey.
Yeah.
Which I guess it is pricey, but
It's probably quintessential because it's probably one of the better ones that it's out there in terms of like articulation and look and stuff.
realistically, that's actually not that bad. I mean, compared to retail value, it's not that much different. I mean, it's different for sure, but if you want,
Yeah.
if you need one or want one badly, like, okay, that's not terrible, I guess.
Yeah, I've honestly thought about it with this 2-pack before, but I can't bring myself to do that,
It's fair.
So, the next item is the Pokemon, the trading card game Base 1, so in the original set, Raichu Hollow. Released in 1996, it was sold at a PSA grade of 10. So what is the value of a PSA grade 10 according to Pokedata.io?
A lot.
Uh,
Is this shadowless?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's like
Just for clarification, I copy and pasted exactly what the website had for the name.
oh wait. So let me see.
Okay, it
So I
probably
think
would have
it's-
listed if it was shadowless then.
I think it's not because if you look at the years at the bottom, I think it only would say 95 and 98 if it was shadowless. So I think it's normal base, like unlimited version. That helps a little bit. It's a lot though.
It's a lot.
So Isaac's up first on this one. Or am I insane?
Nope, it's me.
Yeah, your
Okay,
turn.
cool.
It is.
Dang.
got a lot of hats I've got on right now, so
Huh. I'm really annoyed because I'm trying to like remember what base set Charizard is, so I can kind of base it around that, but the numbers are just completely escaping me.
I know what it is, but I'm worried if I say it, it'll be on the quiz later.
It might be, it might not
is-
be.
What is it?
The Charizard.
Oh, no. It's not.
Isn't that like 55,000 or something like that?
Yeah, it's up there. For the Raichu, I think I'm gonna pretty much half that and go 25k.
Hang on.
Wait.
Sorry,
Hanging
I'm
on.
gonna step across the room real quick. You said 25k?
Yeah.
25k. Jacob, what do you think?
Well, I think Raichu is probably
A PSA grade of 10.
8K?
Go ahead.
8,000?
8k?
Yeah, I think 8,000.
And the price is... Oh, wait. Final answers locked in?
Yep.
Locked in yet?
Wow.
$8,010.
Wow.
He lied
Wait,
to me.
so I got it.
Yeah, by $10.
Oh my
by
god.
about $10, yeah.
That's almost exact. Well played.
Dang. Oh my god, I didn't think I'd be that close.
Yeah, that's impressive. Jacob knows his Pokemon cards.
Well done.
Jenna, hand of God did not look, I swear.
You better not have.
We'll trust
Nope.
you this time.
How much is this
Yo.
Star Wars 2-slice toaster going for on the Disney store?
However much it is, I want it.
For the viewers at home, on the side, there is a very cool, I don't know if you'd call this Art Deco design with a TIE fighter on it and the Star Wars logo. And when you do the toast, it imprints the Rebellion and Imperial insignia upon it. So it's a pretty basic toaster, though. It's got a knob with 5 settings and the little pushy downy thing. That brings us to Jacob.
Well, sell them at Disney store, so take the
It
price,
is
I
the
think,
Disney
and
store.
times it by 10.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe. Ooh, it's kind of a small looking toaster though. It's only 2 slices. I'm gonna say 140.
Wow. Isaac, what do you think?
I'm gonna slide with a cool 75.
75. This is one of those that I put in there to trick you guys. The Price is Right rules got you because it is $29.99.
It's the Disney Store special right there.
Wow,
It is the
Disney
Disney Store.
tax.
that's a
So
good
we are
deal.
tied.
That's a good deal.
Go ahead.
That's a good deal for. I want one for that price. Not gonna lie.
I know, right? My concern, because I was looking at other pictures of it, it looks pretty cheap. I would be concerned it would burn my house down.
Fair.
100%.
And
For
it's only
$29.99.
It's only 2 slices. It's got to be 4 slices. I mean, come on. What are we doing?
Oh, I
That-
know, right?
That's a fire hazard.
And if it doesn't
Yeah.
have the bagel functionality, then what's the point?
Oh, true.
True.
It needs that. It needs a frozen setting and a bagel setting. It's got to.
Yep. I don't make the rules. How much was Sting from The Lord of the Rings auctioned off for in 2013?
Jesus.
How much did this sell for per LA Weekly? This, of course, is the sword that was used in the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Frodo Baggins, played by Elijah Wood.
Good old Elijah Wood.
Hope I gave you enough time there to come up with an answer. Isaac.
Hmm. 50K.
Isaac is going with 50K.
I say confidently.
Jacob, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with 51K.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
Watch it be 50 and 500. Like,
A slightly cheap move by Jacob, but he takes it because it is
Yeah, I'm sorry.
$156,000. Pretty good. Pretty good there.
Yeah.
On to the next item. This is the Marvel Legends retro carded Electra Nachios Daredevil.
huh.
Released in 2024. The retail value is $24.99. What is the price that this is currently being listed for on Amazon? Please do not look. It has got, it is Electra Nachios dressed as Daredevil. She's got her pokey things. I don't know what those things are
I
called.
think called size.
Size, yep.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Y'all know more stuff than me. And that's all right. Jacob.
Alright.
Jacob's up first this round, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. It's a recent one. It looks like. So, $40.
$40 for Jacob. And Isaac.
41.
Yeah. I knew that was coming.
Watch, it's not gonna be right, but you know.
This is one of those that I kind of put in a tricky, guys. It is $19.99 currently.
Oh,
You know, I was like, yeah, it's 2024. It's probably not going to be that expensive. My initial thought was like 30, but then I had to try to get some get back.
dang! Is this the first one that went down in price?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
That's brutal.
All right. So the next item is Han Solo's
Whoa.
blaster from Return of the Jedi, auctioned off in 2018. How much did this sell for per the BBC? This was constructed. I don't know exactly how it was constructed, but it's very interesting. If you're interested, there is a YouTube video of Adam Savage, formerly of Mythbusters, putting together a Han Solo blaster out of old model kits and other random things that would have been done at this time when the movie was being made. Who's going first?
I think it's me.
Isaac is. Yep.
I should probably learn how to do my job better. Isaac, what do you got?
Dang, I have to get this one right.
We are 3-2 to Jacob.
Yeah. Plus,
with
this is
6
Star
more
Wars.
after this.
This is me.
Oh yes, of course.
Trying to also judge it on the other prop replicas we've had. 130K.
Isaac says 130K. Jacob
I'm gonna go with 100,000.
Okay. Just
on
a
the
clean,
money.
even on it.
Let's see. $550,000.
As it should be.
Spare change. Anybody?
Isaac does take this one. That is some serious money for that.
That's a decent chunk of change right there.
That is.
When you see auctioned off, it's like, oh, this is going to be $100,000 or more.
Right.
Yep.
Such an iconic piece of Star Wars history, though.
Absolutely.
Dang, I want one so bad, but not for that price.
How much does this WWE Championship belt waffle maker go for on the WWEshop.com?
Oh,
This is just in case you want to make your waffles in the shape of the WWE Undisputed Championship, currently held by Cody Rhodes.
But not for much longer. Anyways.
That's a topic for another time.
Oh, are we going there? I mean, I agree with you, but we should
Anyways,
do a
back to the game.
We should do a pre and a post WrestleMania podcast. I'm just going to put that on here. We can work out the logistics later, but that's it.
I'm down.
Yeah,
There's my thoughts.
And we could release them simultaneously too, like the following Friday. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. We'll do the admin of that a little bit later. Jacob, is Jacob up first?
I
think
believe
I am.
so.
Yes, Jacob. You're
I'll
up
go
first.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go with $35.
$35. What about Isaac? What do you think?
Well, he took my answer.
Is that what you're gonna say? Really?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna go 40.
$40.
We $34.99.
On the WWE shop at this point in time, it is selling for $54.99. So Isaac takes another point. Isaac makes it to 4-3. So
Yes, sir.
Anybody's game.
Hold ahead. Another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This time it is the Star Wars Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn. This was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for 2017, coinciding with the 4th season of Star Wars Rebels. Contains not only Grand Admiral Thrawn and his blaster, which was the original base figure, but a cool box and a bunch of cool relics that he would have had in his office on the Chimera. What is the average price sold for this on eBay? The buy it now price, not the auction price, according to Action Figure 411. The original price being $49.99. Jacob, you're up first this go round.
Is it my turn first?
I think it might be mine.
Okay, I'm wrong. Isaac.
The last item was
score.
Because I said 35 first for the waffle maker.
Slide me a cool 120.
$120?
Huh.
Jacob.
That's too high. Never mind.
No, I was asking if you meant, you said 120, the 120K or 120?
No.
Okay.
No, just
I know. We just got off of that auction one there a minute ago, and I'm like, what's up here? Anyway, what do you think?
$80? Maybe double the price or so.
All right.
I can't count. That's
$80.
not double.
I do not remember these prices off the top of my head, so when I do reveal them, it is definitely a surprise to all of us. So this goes for $128. So Isaac was pretty much on the money. He was at $120.
Oh, nice.
So we are now 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 5-3 to Isaac. I am taking notes as we go along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I just had to switch pages in my notebook. This is the commemorative Super Bowl.
Oh.
Who knows how to read Roman numerals? 59?
I think it's
Correct.
59. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
59 championship belt from the WWEshop.com to commemorate the Philadelphia Eagles win in New Orleans. Thank you.
Yep.
I was guessing based on the swirls in the thing. This is a belt.
Sure is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
This is definitely a belt. I'm buying time while I do my thing. Who went first last time? Was it Jacob?
No, it was me.
No, it's my turn.
All right. Well, it's Jacob's turn. Can you tell I've got like 4 different things going right now?
You're good.
No, definitely not.
Jacob, you're up.
I feel like these are always not as expensive as I think they are. I don't know why, but I'm gonna say $20.
Huh.
Okay, I just want to very quickly clarify something. This is the full-size title belt, leather, steel, stuff like that.
This is full. Oh, this is full size. Okay.
Yeah, this is full size. This isn't like
I
a little
see.
one.
I was thinking the small one. I mean, I'll stick with that.
Okay.
I should have known her better, so I'll put that. Wait, can I change it?
Sure.
This guy.
Isaac,
thought it
you
was a
get
tiny
one
one.
change at one point in the thing.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Well, actually, I kind of want to say, if it's a big one, I'm going to say 110.
All right. Isaac, what do you think?
Do I play smart or do I try to be smart? You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
You say $20.
What'd you say, Jacob?
100. I said 110.
110. I'm gonna try and sound smart. 499.
$550 for the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl. I was having a hard time because most of the belts on the WWE shop go for that $550.
Right.
So like the Lions one, the Chiefs one, all of those, they all go for the same price. So very interesting. Isaac does take that one.
I was going to say $20.
Yeah, so just a little bit off. What in the world am I looking at?
This is the Grogu Garden Stool and Tool Set from, of course, featuring Grogu from The Mandalorian. It is a set of gardening tools, including multiple trowels, a couple of forks, and some other stuff in a nice little bag that can be folded out into a stool. How much is this being sold for on the Disney Store website?
I
Not
believe it's
gonna
me.
lie. Yes, thank you, Isaac. Oh yeah, it is.
75.
$75 dues, says Isaac. Jacob, what do you think?
40.
$40.
Disney tax.
This item is of course being sold for $140.
All right.
I will say that at the time that this was created, this game, it was on sale for $118.
Okay.
I took the original non-sale value.
That's fair.
I imagine this will go further on sale because I don't think anybody's buying this.
Who's buying this?
I really
I'll
do
eventually.
wonder.
I'll eventually be right.
We'll
You've
get
got
there.
this. You've got this. You've got this. I feel it.
I mean, like with this item, I'll eventually be at $40.
Brother.
We'll see. This is the Pokemon, the trading card game, Detective Pikachu, Detective Pikachu. This, of course, coincided with the release of the movie Detective Pikachu. Take a shot every time I say Detective Pikachu. This was released in 2019 and sold at a PSA grade of 8. What was the value of that PSA grade 8 card per PokeData.io? This, of course, is. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know, I don't even remember this card from that set. That's weird.
Do you have cards from this set?
I do.
I did not know that this set existed.
It's only 18 cards. And it's like all the realistic Pokemon from the movie.
Yeah.
But this
Was
one,
this a movie theater promo?
Maybe.
I do not know. There was a section on PokeData.io that was just Detective Pikachu line. So I don't know if this was I can try and look real quick if you want. Detective Pikachu.
Great movie.
The one with Ryan Reynolds was a good movie.
It was great.
Was it?
Yeah.
I never watched it.
That's fair. You're not much of a Pokemon guy.
Good.
I am not, no.
Does that say 10 of 18 on the bottom left?
I believe it does.
Okay.
It does say 10 of 18 on the bottom left of the card.
That means I'm missing a card.
Mamma mia.
Well, PSA grade 8 makes me think that it's not that expensive. Because that grade is like, hey, it's an 8, but that actually means it's bad, I feel like. Is what yeah. This is I wonder if this is the movie that makes me wonder, but I don't see wouldn't the promo have like a thing on like the bottom right of the image, like, and have
this one is in fact from the Detective Pikachu line that coincided with the movie. This was not a movie theater promo.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm gonna say $45 then.
According to my research, by the way.
I believe. I think that's right. I think it's one of the rarer cards in it.
You said 45?
Yeah.
I can confirm that it is one of the rarer cards.
It is, yeah.
Isaac, what are you thinking here?
55.
55. I can confirm that at PSA grade of 8, this sold for a whopping
Almost there.
$16.90.
$16.90. Okay.
Oh, I thought it'd be low. I didn't think it'd be that low.
It was definitely low. According to PokeData.io, the website that I'm using to collate this data, the raw card is going for $444 on eBay.
Ooh.
Card market indicates $736, whatever card market means. And a PSA grade sold for eBay for about $60.
Gotcha.
PSA 10?
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad, actually.
The most expensive / rare card was a Charizard Holo from this set that went for $96 at PSA 10 or $14 in card market. Again, not sure what card market is.
I think that's market. I think it's just market price.
Yeah.
Cool. Makes sense. What's next?
What is next?
I can't remember. Oh, yes. This is the Star Wars Hot Toys. Star Wars, oh gosh, I'm reading it right from the thing. Star Wars Hot Toys Death Star Gunner. This is a random Death Star trooper that got a Hot Toys figure made of it. For clarification, Hot Toys figures are 1/6 or 12-inch scale. So this thing is like a foot tall. Cloth goods,
Large.
fake leather, the whole shebang. This was released in 2017 with a retail value of $205. What is the average What is the average price sold on eBay? The buy it now price, according to Action Figure 411. Who went first? Last time it was Isaac. So Jacob, you're up.
Switch that.
Darn it.
Yeah, I think Isaac's first.
I'm going 400.
I promise to you, I am paying attention.
Going pretty much just going to double the price here, go 400.
$400 from Isaac. Was this the last item?
It might just
Is
be.
it?
I don't know.
This might be the
You
grand
tell
finale.
me, Mr. Game Master.
Well, I can't really go to the last slide without revealing what the price is, or get
That's
out of
true.
the slide without revealing what the price is. I believe we're on item number 15. So
I'm gonna say 600.
600. And the value is $875. So Jacob
Wow.
takes that point.
Jacob gets
I-
the point.
I kind of thought that. I mean, that's a pretty expensive retail value. So kinda
It
thought it'd be
is, but it
pricey.
is a pretty unique figure. I will say that. So, tallying up the scores, making sure that my math is mathing. We are 7-1. Isaac to Jacob with 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 7-3. 7-4. I can't count, guys. My gosh. With 7 points, Isaac takes it. Isaac, you are the inaugural, official, completely sanctioned display shelf champion.
Way.
Hey, congratulations.
What?
And the imaginary pyro goes off.
Indeed. Is there anything you would like to say to the people?
Well, I intend on defending this title as a fighting champion. So you will see me defending it on the next episode of the podcast, whenever that happens. But I will defend it with honor and grace, and I'll try not to make a fool of myself.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And well, in the words of Porky Pig, that's all, folks. As we've completed the game and crowned our champion, we've discussed a lot of toys. We've discussed our collections. Are there any final thoughts from our panel of esteemed people here today?
Nothing other than to say thank you for joining us for our official pilot episode of the Display Shelf Podcast.
And I would also like to echo that sentiment. I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning in. And I also have a final thought that I really would like a Star Wars toaster now.
That would be fire.
Of course. There were a lot of toasters and things. There was one point for my research for the game, by the way, that I just started Googling weird merchandise. And yeah,
Fair enough.
that was why those made it in. My final thoughts. If you enjoyed what you heard here today, good for you. Please subscribe to hear
Indeed.
more of our content. And also follow us on Instagram at Display Shelf Podcast, where you will be able to hopefully get some updates as to what we're doing. So yeah.
Same with on X and or Twitter, depending however you want to call it. Same name, Display Shelf Podcast, to get episode updates, collection updates, and just general fanfare.
Indeed. Well, thank you for listening, and we shall see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.